Hello, good evening. Good evening, everyone. So, am I audible to all of you? If yes, kindly mention yes in the comment section. I am audible. All right. So let's wait for 2 minutes and start the session. Okay, Karthik. So, how are you guys? How are you doing? I hope all guys are working very really hard for your upcoming. All right then. So let's start this session. Okay, and I'll take all of your questions at the end. Right. Whatever you have doubts, whatever you have any queries, note it down and then interact with you. Try to answer all of those questions. Okay. All right then. So a very good evening to all of you, and this is our last 6 months most important current affairs. And so in this series, basically what we are going to do is, in this series we are going to cover the past 6 months important current affair in a theme wise approach. Right. So in today's session, which theme we are going to cover? We are going to cover national news, international news, and the state news. So the past 6 months means from April 2024 onwards till September 2020. Okay. So this class is all right. I'll answer all of those questions at the end. Okay. Just try to note it down or whatever you have queries. I'll pick one by one. Okay. So let's start this session, and first of all let me tell you the approach in which we are going to proceed in this for further lecture. So I will tell you what is the important news, because see, in banking exams what is the strategy is now, you don't have to remember each and everything in the news. Whatever there is a current affairs news in there now, you just have to remember the keywords in that news so that you can able to answer that question, because you all know that in the exam we always get a MCQ type question. So if you have seen that particular keyword, you can easily tick mark and move on to next question. So our approach would be to focus on the keywords, what all the important facts you have to extract from this news. I will show you in this particular video. Okay, so let's start. So voice is audible? Any lag? Some students are saying that there is some lag in the voice. If it is fine, you can mention fine in the comment section so that we can proceed. All right. So let's start the session. So which themes we are going to cover? We are going to cover the past 6 months international news, national news, and the state-wise news. Okay. So let's see the first news. So first of all, we will be covering the international news, and in this, the first news was United Nations appoints Saudi Arabia to lead Women Rights Forum despite criticism. So excellent news here. See, see the irony here is Saudi Arabia has been appointed to lead the United Nations Women Forum. All right. So if you see the social conditions of women of Saudi Arabia, right, you will issue the lyrics not as the international standards, or let's say not as per the what should be the bare minimum. And because of this thing, what is happening that United Nations has appointed Saudi Arabia, right? And they are facing criticism because you are not doing the things which is at your home. How you can lead this at the international forum? That's why they have faced criticism. What fact you have to remember in this news is Saudi ambassador Abdul Aziz Al-Qasim. He has been appointed as the leader, right? So now, what static thing you have to remember in this news? Current aspect is fine. That's how this person has been appointed as the president, but you have to relate that current thing with the static. And what static thing we have to remember about United Nations? That it was founded in October 24, 1945. The headquarters is in New York. Alright, and the current secretary general is Antonio Guterres. Okay. The second aspect, United Nations Women Rights Forum. And this forum is established by another United Nations organ, that is the Economic and Social Council. They have established this United Nations Women Forum to focus on the socio-economic condition and the socio-economic welfare of the women. Right? Their mandate is to promote gender equality and empower women globally. So, in this way, we are relating the current aspect with your static thing. This way, we are going to cover a holistic topic coverage of this particular. All right. So, did you get this? Voice not clear. Is the voice fine? Is it clear now? Fine, fine. I believe there is some lag in the voice thing. Sure, sure. So now it is fine now. Let's continue. Okay. So this way we are relating the current affairs with the static thing. The news was Saudi Arabia person is now the chairman person for UN Women Organization. All right. And the static thing, United Nations and the UN Forum of Women. All right. Moving on to next. In this way, and see the keywords. Remember the keyword. The keyword for that news was the name of the person. You don't have to read the entire news. Just remember UN Forum, new chairperson, Saudi Arabia. All right. That's it. If the question will come in the exam, you can easily take mark and move along. The next news was the Food and Agriculture Organization, FAO for short, wrapped up the International Year of Millets 20. So we all know that in what happened was in 2021, in March 2021, on the request of India, the year 2023 was designated as International Year of Millet. See, millet is basically a hardy crop. It is a drought resistant crop and it is very healthy to eat and it is very nutritious also. So to promote millets, all right, globally, they designated the year 2023 as the international. And what happened was this International Year of Millets, there was a function which was organized at FAO headquarters. Now here the keyword is FAO headquarters is in Rome, Italy. All right, this International Year of Millet, the program was held in that FAO or headquarters only. Okay, so this was the news. So what two keywords you have to remember? 2023 was the International Year of Millet, and where it was the session was held in Rome, Italy. Okay, this was the coming to the static part. See, wherever it is possible, I will relate the current with the static. Sometimes it is not possible because there were not some good facts about the static thing, but wherever it was possible, I have tried to relate it. Okay. So here we have to study about Rome, the capital of Italy. Okay, And the famous landmark of Italy, we all know that Colosseum. Previously, it was one of the 7 wonders of the world, the Colosseum at Rome. Okay, and the currency of Rome is this thing you have to remember. Then about FAO. FAO is basically Food and Agriculture Organization. It was founded in the year 19. Alright, so United Nations, FAO, these all things, na, they all have been established somewhere around the similar years, around 1945. Post Second World War, they have all been established. The headquarters in Rome, Italy, and the current director general is Hugh Dongue. Okay, and the total members, it has 195 members, 194 countries, and European Union. Okay, we will cover European Union in the other news also. And the key event is this World Food Day, which is held on 16th of October. It is the initiative of FAO. So see, using this particular news, what so many things we have learned. The headquarters, the formation, what event they used to organize, right? So this is called a 360-degree coverage. Somewhere or the another, one question will be formed from this thing. Okay, got it? Yeah. Yes, yes, yes. Moving on to the next news. So a very funny news was this: Germany legalizes recreational cannabis. Okay, so this many European countries now, they have already allowed some way or the another in a limited degree the use of cannabis. Okay, it is basically drug use in the medicinal purpose, but sometime it has been illegally used for some other things also. We are not going to that thing. Just remember, Germany has now become the another country, and this become the largest European Union nation to legalize recreational cannabis. And in this, adults over 18 years are now permitted to carry up to 25 grams of dried cannabis and cultivate up to 3 marijuana plants at their home. You don't have to remember this thing, just remember that Germany has now allowed recreational cannabis. Okay, now let's relate with the static thing. You have to know about something about Germany. So the capital is Berlin, the currency is euro, and remember, it is the largest economy in the Europe, member of the European Union, and the founding member of United Nations, NATO, and the G7. See, Germany's membership in all these. Okay, now coming to the second aspect, the second static thing is European Union. Is this clear? Everyone is getting the approach now. How we are proceeding? Yes or no in the comment section, please. Are you guys getting our approach? See, you don't have to refer even another source for this. If you see this class properly, you will gain so much facts now. You don't have to refer or read anything else. Just do this thing. Clear? Chal. So about European Union. Okay, so again, it was founded on November 1st, 1993, and which treaty? The Treaty of Maastricht. Remember this thing, as per this treaty, European Union came into existence. Right? Headquarter is in Brussels, in the country of Belgium. It has 27 countries as of 20. Remember this thing. And what is the purpose? It is basically an economic and political union for promoting peace. Every organization has the same agenda to promote peace in the entire world. It is not happening. Right? We all can see the issues in the Middle East, the issues in the Eastern European nations. All right. So we are not seeing peace anywhere. But these groupings, they have the entire purpose, the sole agenda of maintaining their self-interest, and the peace will be secondary thing. Right? So these two static things you have to remember as per this. Moving on to the next news. It was NATO celebrates 75 years of collective discipline. Again, a very, very important news. This might be in your exam, because NATO is a very important organization, and now 75 years, a good milestone has completed. there might be a probable question in the exam. So, so NATO is marking its 75th anniversary. It was founded in again 1949. See again, 45 UN, FAO, 49 NATO. So somewhere around 45 to 50 majority of the organizations were formed, right? And there was a special event that was held in Belgium to commemorate this. Now, coming to the static thing about NATO, you have to remember, founded in 1949, headquarters is in Brussels, Belgium. As of 2024, 32 countries are the part of NATO. The latest one to join was Sweden. Okay, this question can be asked that which is the latest country or to join this North Atlantic Treaty Organization. The total countries is 32, and it is a military alliance, right? Not as economic and political. It is a military alliance. Means the sole purpose would be safety. Okay, and it has one key principle which is mentioned in Article 5. Very interesting. Just see, an attack on one member is considered an attack on all. Means if you attack any one of my member or of my family, it means you are attacking the entire will come together, and this is evident in this Ukraine versus Russia. Ukraine has been backed by the entire NATO nation, USA, the European nation, Germany, France. They all are coming to support Ukraine, and that's why, see, Ukraine is just a small country, and it is if it is facing against Russia, it is a Goliath. How it is surviving so far? It's been almost 3 to 4 years now. 3 years, right? So how it is surviving? Because it has got the backing of the NATO. This is the power of NATO, right? And the current Secretary General is Mr. Stoltenberg as of 20, right? Yes, Vishal. I'll answer that question at the end. Okay. Chalo. Moving on to the next one. I hope you are getting the points, and see how you have to make short notes based on the current affairs. Let's say NATO. Just write NATO. Formed in 1949. Right. Headquarters is HQ is Belgium. 2024 was 75th. This was your entire notes. In this way, you can concise the entire 6-month thing in around 4 to 5 pages. I am going to teach you this, how to make short and crisp notes, because this will help you in your exams, not covering entire thing. Because see, in every exam, let's say 40 to 50 marks is from GA. For 40 to 50 marks, I'm not saying go and score 40 out of 40. Just do the bare minimum, try to score 30, 25 to 30 marks, and you'll sail through this. You'll clear any kind of banking exam. Alright. So for covering 20 to 5 to 30 marks, you have to read not more than 100 pages. 100 pages means your short notes. Alright. And in this way, you are going to make short. I will tell you how to create some different and small notes through different means in the upcoming session. Next one is Simon Harris becomes the Ireland's youngest Prime Minister. So remember this name, Simon Harris, youngest Prime Minister of Ireland. Alright. He is only 37 years of age. Okay. And he has been succeeding Leo Varadkar. He was the previous one. Don't need to remember his name. Just remember Simon Harris. Now how you will be making short notes? Youngest PM Ireland. Now, how to connect with the static? Read about Ireland. Let's see what is an important thing about Ireland. Capital is Dublin. It was founded again in 1949. So Irish Revolution was there. Capital is Euro, and the political structure, it is a parliamentary democracy. Right? So please excuse my voice. I'm having throat infection. Give me a minute. Yeah. And it is a member of the European Union, and it joined European Union in 19. So again, you don't have to remember each and every aspect. Okay, just remember Ireland, Dublin, part of EU, right? And currency is this thing you have to remember. Clear? Moving on to the next one. Zimbabwe introduces ZIG, a new gold-backed currency. So if you have reading the newspapers, you must have heard that Zimbabwe is going through a economic disaster. Nothing is working out. There is hyperinflation in Zimbabwe. People are taking so much of banknotes, currency, this much of currency in a packet and going to buy vegetables. Why it is happening? Because the value of their currency has been gone. Alright, so there is hyperinflation in Zimbabwe. So in order to stabilize its economy, Zimbabwe has now launched a gold-backed currency known as ZIG. Right? So it is a short form for Zimbabwe. Yeah. So Zimbabwe introduced ZIG, gold-backed currency. This you have to remember. Because see, there are the examiners are asking a direct questions. You don't have to go in very deep with these kind of. These are the transitional news. They will come, they will go. Okay. So no need to go in depth. Just remember the keywords. Try to answer the question and move along. Chalo. So about Zimbabwe, the capital is Harare, and it has gained independence from United Kingdom in 1980. So it was a colony of the Great Britain. First 12. Here the currency is Zimbabwean dollar. Alright. Also there are again other currencies also like the US dollars also used in Zimbabwe. And Zimbabwe is very famous for this fall. This thing. Moving on to the next one. China to launch Chang'e 6 lunar probe carrying Pakistan's ICAR mission. Alright, see, our favorite two countries, China and Pakistan, they are now working together. China is helping Pakistan to take their satellite into space because Pakistan as of now is not capable to do this. But if we see India, we have our Chandrayaan missions started in 2008 and we have already touched the southern region of moon, right? So this is showing that how India has improved in this space, right? Here what you have to remember is, see this entire thing. Okay, why I have written this? If it is not required, why I have written this? Because just to make you believe that this is not required to read in thoroughly. You just have to pick the key. That's why I have given this. You don't have to see. I will give you this in the form of PDF. It won't help you. But extracting the required information for the exam is required. Right? So you have to remember that China and Chang'e. Right? So CH equal to CH. Just remember, China is Chang'e 6 lunar probe. So as of our like India has Chandrayaan 3, China has Chang'e, which is basically a mission for moon. All right. Remember this thing, Chang'e 6, China, lunar. Lunar means what? Moon. Okay. Okay. So what is the purpose of this? The mission will aim to gather soil and rock samples from the far side of the moon, and this will provide a crucial insights of the formation of the entire solar. All right. This is the purpose of this. They won't be asking you what the purpose. They will ask you Chang'e 6 is the lunar probe of which country. Yeah. So I have given you some moon missions of different countries here, and which country has which mission. Just remember this thing. United States have this moon mission known as the Apollo program, and it was launched in 1969. Soviet Union have Luna program. It was again 1959. Here China has Chang'e. It was in 2007. India has Chandrayaan program, which was launched in 2008. Japan has Hiten. Okay, and European Space Agency is clear. These are some names of different lunar programs. Here, see this is showing, this table is showing the development of a particular nation. Russia, they have launched in 1959. India was struggling post independence scenario. After that, USA came that I will also launch moon mission. 1969 USA launched. Then comes China 2007. All right. So in this way, this this gap shows how how there is a big difference between the economy of India and between this 50 to 60 years of gap. And this is because why? Because we were under the British rule till 1947. USA got independent in 18th century. So this 100 or 200 years of gap has brought the country where it is as of now, USA and India. But we are slowly bridging this gap. Yeah. Yes. I'm going to cover all the important news, all right, which is required, because see, there are 2000 news, but all 2000s are will be coming in your exam? No. 40 questions. So if you are reading 10,000 things and only 40 will come in exam, so we have to prioritize which news is important. All right. I have compiled all those important news. Just do this. You will be able to clear this. Now, Ukraine unveils AI-powered digital spokesperson for foreign ministry. So, this is the era of artificial intelligence, and taking the advantage of this, Ukraine has given this new spokesperson for their foreign ministry. This is an AI-powered spokesperson of Ukraine from the foreign ministry. The name is Victoria She. She is not an actual woman. Just remember, it is a robot. Yeah. Just remember so the question can be asked in the form that which country has launched a AI-powered spokesperson, right? So Ukraine is the country. Just remember this. Now about Ukraine, this country is in news for the past 2 to 3 years. So you have to remember the capital. The capital is Kyiv. All right. So it was the part of the erstwhile USSR, and in 1990 USSR got splitted. Na? After that, Ukraine came into existence in 1991. Ukrainian is the official language. The currency is hryvnia, Ukrainian hryvnia. Right? The president of Ukraine is Volodymyr Zelensky. Was a former comedian. You might have known this thing. Okay. Next news was Indonesia evacuates hundreds near erupting volcano. So you have to remember that Indonesia, since it is in the Pacific Ring of Fire region, it is a region where multiple plates are coming into contact. The Pacific plate, the Indian plate, and because of which the region is very much prone to volcanic activity and earthquake. Indonesian islands have more than hundreds of volcanoes. So every year, every month, there is one volcanic eruption. This time, Mount Ibu erupted, because of which the people surrounding that region, they have to evacuate. So remember Mount Ibu in. Now the static thing you have to remember about Indonesia. Capital is Jakarta. You have to remember that it is the largest Muslim population in the entire world. After that, I believe India is there. Yeah. The currency is Indonesian rupiah. It is famous for the largest archipelago in the world. The current president is Joko Widodo. These kind of facts they ask in these are the static things. You can't prepare for every nation, na? So just try to remember which places are in the news, so that you can able to identify the president, the currency, all right, the language. Yeah. Moving on, Venezuela becomes first country to lose all glaciers. These kind of extreme events put a certain place in your examination. This country has lost all its glaciers. All right. So, and this is because of the greenhouse gas emissions due to fossil fuel burning and industrial revolution. So it is not a one time, it is not a sudden phenomena. It has been happening since the industrial revolution. So coming of factories, the illegal extraction of minerals, the burning of fossil fuel, all these have culminated into the loss of glaciers. Remember this statement, Venezuela has become the first country to lose all its. And why it has been, the reason being these gases, these greenhouse gases get trapped and it raises the temperature of that particular. And you all know that glacier is what? Ice. Whenever the temperature will increase, ice will melt. Simple. Okay. Now the static thing here is Venezuela. The capital is Caracas. Language is Spanish. Hai na? Remember, the currency is Bolivar, and it is famous for the largest oil reserves in the world. Because of this, Venezuela is also suffering from this hyperinflation, but they have managed to control it. The current president is Nicolas Maduro. Right? Very one important, Angel Falls is the world highest waterfall. It is also in. Now moving on to the next one, Nandini Dairy to sponsor for Scotland for T20 World Cup. So it is a moment of prestige that an Indian milk brand is now sponsoring a overseas cricket team. So Nandini Dairy, it is basically a company from Karnataka, because see, every state has one milk brand. For MP it is Sachi, for Delhi it is Mother Dairy, for Karnataka I believe. How many of you are from Karnataka? Comment in the write in the comment section. You must have heard of this Nandini Dairy. So yeah, so this Nandini Dairy, it is from Karnataka, all right, and they are sponsoring this cricket team, the Scottish cricket team. You can see here their logo. So remember this name. Scotland, the capital is Edinburgh, and it is a part of the United Kingdom since 1707 Act of the Union. Right? English is its official language, and the currency is pounds. This was about Scotland. We can all convert this entire news in single liner. I will show you that also. Okay, just first listen this thing. Lai Ching-te sworn in as new Taiwan president. So these kind of international appointment they ask in the exam. All right. So this person's name, just remember, Lai Ching-te. He has become the new Taiwan's president. Right. So he has done good work during the COVID time, and because of which the people supported him and elected him. About Taiwan, the capital is Taipei, and it was founded in. It was previously the part of China, right? Then the losing party, right? They moved to a separate island. This is the mainland China, okay? And here is Taiwan. It is separated by this water body known as Strait of Taiwan. Strait of Taiwan. So it is a separate island from the mainland China. Currency is New Taiwan dollar. Language is Mandarin, and the current president is, remember these things, capital, right? And next we have world's highest observatory inaugurated in Chile by University of Tokyo. So University of Tokyo has inaugurated this highest observatory, and where it is situated? It is situated in the Atacama Desert in Chile. Okay, this observatory name is Atacama Observatory, right? And it has been awarded as Guinness World Record for being the highest observatory in the. If you see the map of South America, okay, so this portion here is Chile. Right? The southwest corner is the entire Chilean nature, and this Atacama Desert is situated. So you have to remember this thing. And in this observatory lies a 6.5 meter optical infrared telescope to view the universe and to understand the formation. You don't have to remember or go into the depth. Just remember Tau, okay, where it is? In Chile, Atacama Desert. Now coming to the static part, you should remember know about Atacama Desert, which is in Chile. The location is northern Chile. It is the driest non-polar desert in the world. Very, very important fact. It is the driest non-polar. Polar means around the poles, around southern pole, northern pole, or the southern pole. But it is not near the poles. Okay. So this is the non-polar driest desert in the world. Remember this thing. Okay. The current president of Chile is Gabriel Boric. Okay. These some facts you have to remember about. Next we have historic election in Mexico. So again a new appointment in Mexico was there. So Claudia Sheinbaum became the first woman president. So this is the first time that a woman has become the president in Mexico. She is the president. Okay, remember the name. That's it. Yeah. So remember this name, Claudia Sheinbaum, Mexico, new president. You just have to make this a short note like this. About Mexico, the capital is Mexico City. Currency is Mexican peso, and it is famous for this Aztec and Mayan civilization. A huge, there are multiple big foundation and structures which belongs to the Mayan and the Aztec civilizations. The current president is Andres Manuel Lopez, short AML. All right. So this was. Now moving on to the next news. 12 countries signed Zero Debris Charter, pivot to space sustainability. So what is this Zero Debris Charter? It is basically about, see, many countries are now, what they are doing, they are sending their different satellites into space, and after a certain time all these satellites becomes waste. So to control this space debris, European Space Agency ESA has initiated this Zero Debris Charter, and 12 countries have already signed it. Okay, so this charter was unveiled in 2023, and they want to make the space a neutral space. Okay, debris neutral space activity by 20. So this is their entire thing. So you have to make short note like this: Zero Debris Charter by European Space Agency in 20. All right. Now coming to the different space agency and the countries, you have to remember this thing. The name of the United States Space Agency is NASA, National Aeronautic and Space Administration. Russia, it is Roscosmos. China, we have CNSA, China National Space Administration. India, we have ISRO. Japan, we have JAXA, Japan Aerospace Exploration Agency, and European Union has European Space Agency. To remember the space agency of the prominent nation, right? Now moving on to the next one. Philemon Yang of Cameroon elected president of upcoming General Assembly. So you all know that United Nations has this General Assembly, and this person, you can see here, this person is from Cameroon, and his name is Philemon Yang. Okay, is from Cameroon, and he's going to become the head of United Nations General Assembly. Okay, so he will be heading this UNGA 79 session. Yeah. So before them, Dennis Francis was of Trinidad was the president of 78th UNG. Yeah. So remember this name, Philemon Yang from Cameroon, president for 29 United Nations. For every General Assembly, there is a separate person for the presidentship, and he's from different. Yeah. Now moving on to the next news. So static fact, what we have to remember in this about United Nations General Assembly. Okay. So again, it is a part of United Nations. So for 1945, the headquarters is in New York City. It has 193 member countries. All right. So it is a global forum for discussing international issues like peace, war, and clear. And every year in September, the United Nations General Assembly sessions takes place. You have to remember this. Now coming to the next news is KP Sharma Oli appointed as Nepal's new Prime Minister. Okay, So he is Mr. KP Sharma. So he has become the new Prime Minister of Nepal for the 4th time, right? He was appointed by the President, Mr. Ramchandra Paul, is the President of. Yeah. So remember these two persons, the Prime Minister of Nepal and the President of. Moving on, the static fact, the capital is Kathmandu, the capital of Nepal is Kathmandu. Nepal is rupee, okay, the language is Nepali. Why Nepal is famous for? It is famous for Mount Everest, Lumbini. Lumbini is what? The birthplace of Gautam Buddha, right? And different diverse culture. And very important thing is, which states of India borders Nepal? Which Indian states border Nepal? It is Uttarakhand, Uttar Pradesh, Bihar, West Bengal and Sikkim. These 5 states border Nepal. Okay, you have to remember this. Clear? Okay. Now moving on to the next news, Azerbaijan's COP29 Climate Finance Action. Okay, so this year the Conference of Parties, you all have heard about the Paris Climate Agreement. Okay, so it was COP21. It was in 2015. So Conference of Parties is basically a part of UNFCCC. I will tell you about it, the coming thing. So this COP29, it is going to happen in Azerbaijan. Alright, so Azerbaijan is hosting COP29 from 11th to 22nd of November. And they have created a new fund known as the Climate Finance Action Fund. What is the purpose of it? The purpose is to raise from fossil fuel producer to supplement projects in developing countries. Okay. Basically, those countries who are the producer of fossil fuel based projects from basically the developed country. Okay. So what they are going to raise funds from these nations, and they are going to invest in developing countries for green projects, right? So this is the entire purpose of this climate finance action fund. Okay. So just remember, it is aimed to mobilize both public and private sector. So remember this. So how you are going to make the short notes? Just remember COP29. One part is Azerbaijan and if climate finance act. Just remember this thing. So about Conference of Parties, it was founded in 1995 under UNFCCC. Okay, so you all must have known about the Earth Summit. Earth Summit was in 1992, where UNFCCC was formed. And every year, Conference of Parties, okay. So Conference of Parties, the part of UNFCCC where all their member nations come and talk about the environment and news, right? So COP21 was the most prominent one. It happened in 2015 and COP26 in Glasgow. Okay. The purpose is annual climate summits to negotiate global climate. So you have to remember about these two things about UNFCCC and the part is COP, the Conference of. Okay, any doubt? Are you guys getting now how we are approaching these things? The current news, we have to focus on the keywords and we have to relate with the static thing. Is it clear to everyone? All right. So next is the ancient solar calendar discovered. Key. See the headlines itself, your one-liner current. Okay. So what has happened is basically in Turkey there is an archaeological site called Göbekli Tepe. Göbekli Tepe, which is in southern Turkey, where the archaeologists have discovered the oldest solar calendar. So it is not paper format, these type of rock structures. Okay. And using the shadow of the sun, let's say here is sun, the shadow will form here. If the sun will come here, the shadow will form here. Using this thing, the people in the ancient time used to tell the exact time. Okay, so it has been found in Turkey. Remember this thing. So about Turkey, you have to know that the capital is Ankara, the currency Turkish lira, and it is famous for two things. Ottoman Empire, the largest, the most powerful Ottoman Empire was there. Okay. Hagia Sophia is a very famous mosque, right? Then Cappadocia, it is a very beautiful and famous tourist spot. You might have seen on the computer the wallpaper in which hot air balloons are there, right? So it is from Cappadocia. Excuse me for a moment. The current president is Recep Tayyip Erdogan. Just remember this name, Erdogan. He is the president of Turkey since. Next we have Prime Minister Modi presents Bhishma cubes to Ukraine. So recently what happened was Prime Minister visited Ukraine. Okay, and he as a as a what you would say that a friend, as a friend, he gifted to the president of Ukraine Bhishma cubes. So what are these Bhishma cubes? So it is basically a part of India's project Arogya Maitri. The part of project Arogya Maitri. Alright, so it is nothing but basically compact cubes which contain medical equipment. Okay, so it is used for rapid deployment in conflict zone, because whenever the war is going now, you can't take the entire setup and go for this first aid thing. So these Bhishma cubes, they contain different most essential medical aids. So during warfare, you can quickly use it. Okay. Each cube is weighing up to 20 kg and is packed with essential medicines and medical equipment. Right. So these are the Bhishma. Just remember the short notes: Bhishma cube, Ukraine, okay. Medicines, part of Arogya. This is your entire news. Now Ukraine, I've already told that the largest and the capital city is Kyiv. President is Volodymyr Zelensky. The language is Ukrainian and the country is India. We have already covered in. Moving on to the next one. Jordan becomes the first country to receive WHO verification for leprosy. Is a very dangerous disease. Okay, and Jordan has now become, who has certified it? So WHO director Mr. Tedros Adhanom Ghebreyesus. Very difficult name to pronounce. Remember, Dr. Tedros. You can remember this WHO director general. They have praised the achievement of Jordan that they have become leprosy. Leprosy is also known as Hansen's, and it is a chronic infection condition caused by Mycobacterium leprae. It is a bacterial disease, not a viral, remember. And it affects your skin, nerves, and the mucosal. Yeah. Now, about Jordan, you have to remember that the capital is Amman. Arabic language is used. It is a constitutional monarchy. Remember this thing, right? Like Britain, the King Abdullah II is current monarch. The currency is Jordanian. सर आवाज बहुत स्लो आ रही. Is it am I audible to everyone? Is my voice very low? You can increase your mobile volume if you are watching through mobile. So moving on to next news. Nepal becomes 101st member of ISA. ISA is what? ISA is International Solar Alliance. So previously we are talking about the conference of parties na. So in COP21 Paris, India and France mutually decided to create International Solar Alliance. Okay, so Nepal has joined this group. It has become the 101st country to join it as a full member, right? So Ministry of External Affairs said that Nepal handed over its of Nepal of this. Now, the important thing you have to remember is about National Solar Alliance. So it was founded in, this is, we are talking about ISA, it is International Solar, in 2015 during the Conference of Parties, which is informally known as Paris Agreement, right? And the headquarter of International Solar Alliance is in Gurugram or Gurgaon for those who are from. The founding countries are India and France, and there are more than 120 countries. Some are full-time members, some are part. The primary objective of this group is International Solar Alliances promote large-scale solar deployment. Okay, there are different kind of targets here. The target, one of the target is mobilize 1 trillion investment in solar, provide energy access to 1,000 million people, right? These are the focus area. Basically, if you can see ISA, how you have to make notes. 2050 OP headquarter Gurgaon, Gurugram, or Gurugram. Founding members India and France. This is your, yep. Now moving on to the next one. So this was your international use completed. So these are the most crucial and the most important things you have to remember for the international. Right? Now we will start the national news. If you have any doubt, you can write in the comment section. Hello, is it audible? Okay. Let's start with the national news. Is the voice audible now, everyone? Comment yes or no in the comment section if the voice is audible. All right. So let's start with the national news. See, the this particular category, it has the maximum number of useless units, which is not required for your exam. But identify the right thing. It's our duty. We will extract that particular news and we'll give it. Your duty is to remember that thing. Don't go haywire. Okay. Don't go here and there and read everything. It won't be asked in the exam. See, what I'm saying is, whatever exam you're preparing for, just see the hit ratio. In any exam, let's say 40 to 50 question is from general awareness. Majority of them are from current affairs. Yeah. And that too has been divided into multiple categories. International news, national news. So somewhere around 4 to 5 questions from each category. So just see, just to attempt those 4 to 5 questions, will you be reading 2000 things? Or if you're smart, you would be reading 200 news for one category. That would be sufficient. Yeah. So I'm going to tell you that thing, just follow it. So next is India's first gene therapy center for cancer has been launched. So recently what happened is the President Srimati Draupadi Murmu, she has launched India's first homegrown gene therapy for cancer. And where it is situated in IIT. Right. So this groundbreaking treatment is known as CAR cell therapy. Okay. So this thing you have to remember, the keywords here is gene therapy for cancer. Right. Where it is situated, IIT. Okay. And which technique it is using? CAR T cell therapy. Right. You have to remember this thing. Now the static part, the full form. What is CAR T? CAR T is nothing but C for chimeric, A for antigen, R for receptor, and T cell for T will stand for T cell. Okay. So remember this thing. It is a type of immunotherapy that modifies a patient T cell to attack cancer. T cells are basically cells which will fight the cancerous cell in your body. Right? So no need to go in very depth. Just remember these. What are the uses? Uses effective for blood cancers. Right? Benefit that it is a personalized treatment. Remember this thing. And there are certain challenges whenever a technology is new. Whenever any kind of technology, see, technology can be in the form of new car. Technology can be in the form of new television. See, if you can correlate, just see, 10 years back, there were no smart TVs. Where whatever TVs were there, they were costing around 50,000, 60,000, 1 lakh rupees. But now in 20,000, 25,000, you are getting smart television. Same for cars. Whenever a new car launch, okay, the initial price is very high, but as soon the technology evolves, those prices start decreasing. Similarly, as soon as there would be more progress, this cancer therapy will be more your budget, but it will depend on time. So you have to remember these. Next is Citron makes historic move. First MNC to export EVs from India. MNC is what? Multinational company. EVs is electric vehicles. So Citron is a company based out of France, right? Like Toyota is from Japan, right? Similarly, Citron is from it has become the first country, and there is one vehicle known as EC3 of Citron, right? So they have started to ship this from India to abroad. Very important. So their initial shipment of 500 units has been sent to Indonesia from Kamrajar port. So this is called come to us. You know, India is inviting a foreign manufacturer, make your manufacturing plant in India and start export. Right. This is how the business thing evolves with time. So you have to remember Citron. It has become the first MNC to export EVs from India. All right. Now here's the list of all the important ports of India state-wise. Okay. So Kandla Port, Gujarat. It is in the near the Gulf of Kutch. Jawaharlal Nehru Port, it is known as Nhava Sheva Port, right? It is in Navi Mumbai, Maharashtra. Marmugao Port, here it is in Goa. Cochin Port, Kerala. Chennai Port, you all know, Tamil Nadu. Ennore Port is the other name of Kamarajar Port, and it is located in Tamil Nadu. Right? And the rest port you can know. The Tuticorin is in Tamil Nadu. Visakhapatnam, Andhra Pradesh. Paradip Port, Odisha. Haldia Port and Kolkata Port in West Bengal. These are some important major ports of right. Now we have the next is India's largest climate clock unveiled at CSIR headquarters for Earth Day celebration. Two keywords here are. One is CSIR. What is CSIR? CSIR is basically Council of Scientific and Industrial Research, one of the leading research institutes of India, CSIR, and the headquarters is in New Delhi. Okay. The second keyword is Earth Day. When is Earth Day celebrated? Earth Day is celebrated on 22nd of April. This year theme was Planet versus Planet, and the news was about India's largest climate clock. So remember this thing whenever the question is asked, where is the India's largest climate clock was based out of? It is based out of CSIR headquarters. Yep. Now the static thing we have to remember about CSIR, it was founded in 1942. See, before independence. Right? Headquarters is in New Delhi. The purpose is scientific research and innovation in areas like agriculture, engineering, medicine, and environment. So they are doing research in every field. It is a very important organization for innovation and the development. Okay. More than 37 laboratories are there across India. And the current director general is N. Kalai Selvi. Remember this name. The DG of moving on to the next news. India's first multi-purpose green hydrogen pilot project inaugurated in Helpline. So just remember the name, right? See, green hydrogen is what? I will tell you in the next slide what about green hydrogen. That is the static thing. You have to first remember the state. In Himachal Pradesh, the first green hydrogen pilot project initiated, and where this plant is 1500 megawatt Nathpa Jhakri hydropower station in Himachal Pradesh, Jhakri district, right? And this project has been spearheaded or started by whom? Satluj Jal Vidyut Nigam. Okay. So the purpose is produce green hydrogen through renewable energy. But entire purpose is what? Produce green hydrogen. Green hydrogen by name it is clear that creation of hydrogen through green sources. Green sources means renewable energy, right? So about National Green Hydrogen Mission is very important. India has started this in January 2020. You might have heard about this Toyota car, which is running from green hydrogen. It was used by our transport minister, Mr. Nitin Gadkari. You might have heard about this news. So this is all about this national green hydrogen. The purpose is to make India the global leader in green hydrogen. So this is basically nothing but the fuel of the future. Okay. So the focus is to promote green hydrogen in public transport. Right. And there are some specific targets. You don't have to remember these units. Right. Investment is more than 20,000. Okay. But you can remember this outlay. Every scheme has certain amount to create those into reality. This amount for initial. Next we have India leads global remittances surpassing $100 billion mark. See, remittances is what? Our people going to other country, they're earning in other country and they're sending back the money to India. And this is called remittance. Yep. India has topped this list and they have crossed the amount have crossed $100 billion mark. Yep. So this International Organization for Migration, IOM, they have highlighted in this report that India, along with Mexico, China, Philippines, and France, has the top 5 remittances. Right? Just remember, India is at the top as well. Now, the next news was Cabinet approves over 10,300 crore for India's AI mission. Previously, we have seen that Ukraine have initiated this AI spokesperson. Similarly, India has its own AI mission, artificial. The aim is to propel AI innovation, create employment, and enhance India's global competitiveness. Purpose is to do more and more R&D in AI to generate employment using AI and to make India stand out in that global. Right? The purpose of this mission. There are several key components you have to remember for this. So, AI compute capacity, AI innovation center, AI data sets platform, AI application development, future skills, startup financing, and safe and trusted AI. These are the key components of the India's AI mission. You don't have to remember each and every, right? Just remember that we have to increase the overall capacity for artificial, right? We have to make people trained in AI. Right? These are some components of the India's AI mission. So what you have to remember, just remember this particular amount as of now. Okay. Moving ahead, India's first biosphere in a tiger reserve. See, biosphere generally, we talk about, it is a bigger area. In the biosphere reserve comes tiger reserve and the national parks. But for the first time, it is reversed. In a tiger reserve, there is a biosphere reserve. So the news was Mr. JAIIB Gupta and Vijay Hasmana. These are basically two environmentalists and they have created India's first biosphere in a tiger reserve. And the name of the biosphere is Rajaji Raghati Biosphere. And it is inside Rajaji National Park in Uttarakhand. So what you have to remember, Rajaji National Park is located in Uttarakhand, right? Remember these two person name if you can, Gupta and or you can see Jay and Vijay. You can remember for solving any question. Jay or Vijay, brother, they have started this tiger reserve in the national park. A biosphere reserve in the national. Which national park? Rajaji National Park, which is located in Uttarakhand. So the static thing is Rajaji National Park. It is located in Uttarakhand. It was established in 1983. Around 820 square kilometers is the area. It is famous for Asian elephant tigers. Most important thing, the river Ganga and Yamuna passes through the park. Okay, just remember. Now we have Om Birla re-elected as the Lok Sabha Speaker. So Recently, you have seen that there was this Lok Sabha elections in the nation, right? Our Prime Minister was elected. With Prime Minister, the Speaker of Lok Sabha was elected. The Speaker of the Chairman of the Rajya Sabha was elected. Right. So, by far, very important position is the Speaker of Lok Sabha. So, who has been re-elected? Mr. Om Birla. He is a member of Parliament from Kota, Rajasthan. Right. Recently, his daughter, she also cleared UPSC and went a civil servant. Right. He's from NDA. Right? He previously served as the speaker in the. That's why he was re. Now coming to the Lok Sabha speaker. So who elects Lok Sabha speaker? The members of the Lok Sabha elects the Lok Sabha speaker. Very simple. What is the role of the speaker? The role is to preside over the sessions, maintains order and disciplines, and ensure a fair debate. That is debating. So if you have seen the news, there were some debates that the speaker is favoring the ruling party and is not allowing the opposition to. So these kind of allegations are there. We don't know, right? The purpose is the duty of the speaker is to maintain proper decorum of the house. The tenure of the Lok Sabha speaker lasts as long as they remain a member of Lok Sabha till the next general election, right? So whenever the party is in majority and if they have elected some person, they will remain as the speaker till that or till the very next general election. Right? Moving on, India assumes chair of Asian Disaster Preparedness Center, ADPC for short. So basically, ADPC is what? Asian Disaster Preparedness Center. Alright. So this event took place in Bangkok, Thailand, and before India, China was the chairperson of Asian Disaster Preparedness Center. Right? So for 24-25 year, India has been elected. Yeah. Remember this. Now, ADPC is what? ADPC is an autonomous international organization, and their focus is on disaster risk reduction. Whenever we every year we see that during the monsoon, many of our states are suffering from flood, landslides. So these are what? These are disasters. To ensure that every state or every country has the capacity to bear that effect, the disaster, they train these kind of projects. Right? India, it was founded by India and 8 neighboring countries. What are the neighboring countries of India? Bangladesh, Cambodia, China, Nepal, right? Pakistan, Philippines, Sri Lanka, and Thailand. So not the exact boundary, the part of the Indian Ocean, right? And see Rajen Singh, member and head of the Department of National Disaster Management Authority. He has now become the chairperson of ADPC. Right? He is also already the head of National Disaster Management Authority. Now we have to read about this. Hello. I'm in class. Sorry for the disturbance, guys. So the next news is moidums of Assam added to the UNESCO World Heritage List. So what are these moidums? So it is nothing but a burial ground. Okay. So it is during the Ahom dynasty period, moidums were in Assam. Okay. And they have been added into the UNESCO World Heritage List as India's 41st entry. Right? So these are nothing but burial grounds, and they are located in where? The Chairaideo district of Assam. Remember this name, Chairaideo. Okay. These are nothing but the resting place of Ahom kings, queens, and the other nobles. Right? Moidums comes from the Thai word meaning to bury and the spirit of the. Right? So you have to remember how you have to make the notes. Moidums, it is in Assam. Now under World Heritage List, yeah, burial place. You have to make notes. We have the static fact that this Moidums became the third World Heritage property from Assam. Before Moidums, the Kaziranga National Park and Manas Wildlife Sanctuary are already the part of World Heritage List, but they are under the category of natural category. Okay, so now three things from Assam the part of World Heritage. Okay, before that, Kaziranga and Manas Wildlife was also already the part of World Heritage. Coming to the next news, President Murmu's 6-day visit to Fiji, New Zealand, and Timor-Leste. Why I've given this news? To read about that place, current static linkage. It is not important President visited these places. Okay, President has an itinerary for the entire year. She has to visit different places, but we don't have to remember all those things. Why these places are important? Because for the first time, an Indian head of the state visited Fiji and Timor-Leste. Okay, so the static fact we have to read is Fiji. The capital is Suva. The president is William Catinogre, and the currency is Fijian dollar. These Fiji and Timor-Leste, these are the islands in the Pacific Ocean. New Zealand, we all know that the capital is Wellington, Prime Minister is Chris Hipkins, and the currency is New Zealand. Timor-Leste, the capital is Dili. Okay, not Delhi, Dili. The president is Jose Ramos Horta, and the currency is US dollar. Please remember the names of these persons. Moving on, Mpox, a very dangerous disease again. Now this disease is right. So why it was in the news? World Health Organization has designated Mpox as a public health emergency of international, primarily due to its increasing prevalence in Africa. So WHO has declared that Mpox is now a health concern of the international. Right, so every nation has to be careful that it does not spread in every nation. Some cases have been observed in India also. Right? Let's learn about Mpox. So it is caused by Mpox virus. It is related to smallpox. All right, and how it gets transmitted? It transmitted through close contact with infected individual or surface. Right. Symptoms is fever, rash, lice, swollen and swollen lymph node. This disease is endemic to Central and West Africa. And the first human case which was observed was where in Democratic Republic of Congo. The first human case was observed, I believe, in 1970. Right? This thing you have to remember, that is a viral disease. Okay? It is endemic to Africa. Now we have India's first Constitution Museum. Very important. First Constitution Museum marks 75 years of the Indian Constitution. So, where is this museum? This museum is said to be inaugurated by O.P. Jindal Global University on 26 November 2024. Right, so the location is O.P. Jindal Global University. And the initiative is for what? Celebrate the 75th anniversary of adoption of the Indian Constitution. Now you have to remember then what was the year when the Constitution. I will tell you in a moment. And Mr. Naveen Jindal is the founding chancellor of OP Jindal Global University. So our constitution was adopted on 26 November 1949 and it came into force on 26 January 1950. Remember this thing. This is celebrated as Republic. Okay. And it was drafted by the committee. The chairperson of the committee was Mr. B.R. Ambedkar. And for our constitution, it is the longest written constitution with 448 articles and 12 schedules and multiple amendments. So you will tell me in the comment section how many constitutional amendments are so far in the Indian Constitution. Okay, just give me the number in the comment section. Tell me how many. Just a random guess, just do it. Next is 8th India Water Week 2024. So, the 8th India Water Week organized by Ministry of Jal Shakti, right? It will be inaugurated by President Draupadi Murmu on 17th September in New Delhi. What is the theme of this time? 8th National Water Week. Partnership and cooperation for inclusive water development and management. This is the theme for this. Yeah. And there are multiple organizations and ministries collaborating together. You just have to remember this thing. And the theme of this year, all right. Remember, World Bank and Asian Development Bank, along with this World Water Council, right? These are the certain agencies which have collaborated for this India World Water. What is the purpose of these kind of celebrating these kind of weeks? To raise awareness about water conservation. All right. So here we have to read about the static thing is about World Bank and Asia. The World Bank was founded in July 1944. Again, 1944-45, the same year. Okay. Headquarters is in Washington DC, USA. The current president, very very important, is Ajay Banga. He is an Indian, right, and he is the president of. Now coming to Asian Development Bank, it was founded in 1966. The headquarters is in the capital of Philippines, that is Manila. It has presently 68 members. Okay. The current president is Masatgu Asakawa. So these two names you have to remember. Now moving on to the next news, Port Blair has been renamed as Sri Vijayapuram by Government of India. So recently what happened was to remove the draconian, the British naming, because previously it was named as Andaman and Nicobar Islands. It had the British touch. So our Prime Minister, he has the vision that make India free from the colonial imprints. He don't want to make the name of a place based on this British thing. So he is saying that remove all the names. We will make this name Indian. Alright. The new name is Sri Vijayapuram. Alright, and this information was given by our Home Minister, Sir Amit. Previously, this thing already happened in 2022 or 21. The Ross Island, it is the part of Andaman and Nicobar Island itself. Its name was changed from Ross Island to Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose Island. Neil Island was changed to Shahid Dweep. Havelock Island was changed to Swaraj Dweep. So remember these three with Port Blair. This can come in exam. This is very important. Now talking about Andaman and Nicobar Island, it is located in where? So this is India. This is India. This is Bay of Bengal. Right. Here is the Andaman group of. Here is Lakshadweep. Okay. So the capital is Port Blair. It has 8,000 square kilometer with total of 572 islands, in which 37 is inhabited. It is very famous for cellular jail, Kala Pani jail. It is located here. Right? And this economy is primarily driven by tourism, fishing, and agriculture. These are some unique facts about Andaman and Nicobar. Now we'll do the state news. Right? Give me a 5 minutes break. Yes, 106 total constitutional amendments. Good. Okay. So let's do the state news quickly because we have already covered the national news. So more or less, all the important ones are already covered, but few news are there. Let's quickly cover it. So number one news was Madhya Pradesh finalizes preparations for second cheetah habitat at Gandhi Sagar Sanctuary. So previously, why it is called second? Because previously the cheetah was first time reintroduced at Uno National Park, which is in Shiopur district of Madhya Pradesh. Right. So in 2022, they were reintroduced for the first time at Uno National. After this, the second home is Gandhi Sagar Sanctuary. You have to remember the thing. So let's see if you can see the map. This is the map of MP. This region is Gandhi Sagar Wildlife Sanctuary. It is some part is also covered in Rajasthan. This is Kuno Paltu Sanctuary. It is in the Shopur district of MP. Right. So this is the location of Gandhi Sagar Sanctuary. The area is 368 square kilometer. It was notified in 1970. Right. And very important thing is the Chambal River. It divides the sanctuary into two. Chambal River is the tributary of Yamuna River, which in turn is the tributary of the right. That is the part of the Kathiar Gate Right residues. Okay. Now moving on to the next news. Again, the news of Madhya Pradesh. Madhya Pradesh government plants 11 lakh trees in single day, and this sets the Guinness World Records. Okay. So on 14th July in Indore, new Guinness World Record was established. So what happened was in 24 hours, 11 lakh trees saplings were planted. Right. So remember the thing which state has become to plant 11 lakh trees in 24 hours, or which the state has won the Guinness World Records for this thing? Madhya Pradesh. Right. Also, Indore is the cleanest city in India. Remember this thing. So the Swachh Sarvekshan Swachh Sarvekshan rankings are there. So most of the time, Indore generally tops this thing. So most cleanest city award is for Indore. And this thing, the planting of trees has been through the overall Ek Ped Maa Ke Naam campaign, or which was started by our Prime Minister. Okay. It was started on June 5th to mark World Environment Day. Again, a very important fact, June 5th is celebrated as World. The next news is Odisha launches India's first rice ATM. These are very factual news, direct news. Which state has launched India's first rice ATM? Odisha. Alright. Nothing to go very deep. So one more fact you can remember, that it dispenses up to 50 kg of rice efficiently. Okay, and it is the initiative to modernize the modern day public district. And it will be starting in Bhubaneswar, the capital of Odisha, and later it will be spread across. Next, we have Jaipur to host 25th edition of IFA Award. Very, very important. Which city is going to host the 25th IFA Award? Jaipur. Right? So from March 7th to March 9th of in 2025, Jaipur will be hosting the 25th award. Right? This thing, these are the direct facts you have to remember. Nothing more. Next is world first, very important news. This one, remember this. World first Asian king vulture conservation center inaugurated in Uttar Pradesh. So this is a vulture species known as the Asian king vulture. Right, I'll show you the image also. So a new conservation center has been started in Gorakhpur Forest Division. Right, and to be precise, Maharajganj district of Uttar Pradesh. The center is located here. Right, just remember this thing. It is the king vulture. Okay, you can see the head is red in color. Right, so the name is Asian king vulture. Primary habitat is North India, and the very, very important aspect, the IUCN status is critically endangered. All right. Next we have new Ramsar sites were added. So 3 new Ramsar sites added in the list. Number 1 is Nanjarayan Bird Sanctuary of Tamil Nadu, Kazuveli Bird Sanctuary of Tamil Nadu, and Tawa Reservoir in Madhya Pradesh. These 3 are the latest addition in the Ramsar sites. So as of 24, how many Ramsar sites are there in India? As of September 24, 2024, 85 Ramsar sites are there in India. And which state has the highest number of Ramsar sites? Tamil Nadu has the highest number of Ramsar sites, that is 18. We have Tamil Nadu. Right? You will tell me in the comment section which is the second state to have the maximum number of Ramsar. Next, we have some static facts related to it. So, Ramsar Convention. So, it was adopted in 1971. Ramsar is the name of place which is in Iran, right? So, Ramsar is a place in Iran where this convention was adopted in 1970. Objective was to conserve and promote the sustainable use of wetland. Very, very important. Right? Presently, 172 countries are there. India is also signatory. So, wetland of international importance is the primary purpose to designate this wetlands as a wetlands of international importance. Right? Because see, wetlands are what? The water bodies which support high biodiversity. Okay. This was it for the national, international, and the state news. I hope you got the approach. I hope you know how now to make, how to pick the keywords from the news which is more relevant. How to, basically what we have done is we have segregated the junk and we have extracted the cream. All right, which is this cream will help you to solve the question in the examination hall. All right, and in the same manner we are going to cover in the next video. We are going to cover the banking, finance, and economy related news. Then the other schedule have been also been shared. So by Saturday, I would try to cover all the aspects which would be helpful for your upcoming exam on Sunday. And this session will also be helpful for all those students who are going to appear in other upcoming banking exams. All right. So be on time. Try to write it down whatever I'm writing. Okay. So this will help you to revise more quickly. Yep. Now, any students, those who have doubt, you can ask me in the comment section. I can answer it. You can wait for 5 or 10 minutes. You can ask me whatever you want. Any questions? Anyone? I know it is a bit long session, but you don't have to do anything else. Just pause the session, make your short notes, and you are ready for your exam. All right. I believe no student has much doubt left because these are the direct things. Okay. There was not a single news that you won't be able to understand because these are just direct facts. Clear? So just go through this video. If you haven't seen the video, just go through it again. Note down the keyword. Clear? So I'll see you in the next video, and I hope you have liked the session. Do mention your feedback in the comment section so that also do mention your doubts so that we can answer all those queries. Right? So let's wrap up this session, and I'll see you in the next video. Till then, have a great day and Jai Hind.